Hello, hello. Angela here, or Angie, either way. We are back with the Stamperia Blues album and ready to start on page, not counting this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're ready to start on 7. This is the one with the frame on it. Just a quick thought here is the little wooden beads that were on here, like these, on these flowers, were scratching the album over here when it was open and closed. So I popped those off and I will apply something different there, something a little softer. And then we'll have to put something on that to fix it up. This has a bow on it. Our page pops out so that we can, and you can see it's a see-through page. So we are going to make that to start with today. Just follow along. It will be difficult to give you measurements on it, so just follow along with how we're going to do it. Then on this page we have a double mat, and we have a pull-out photo mat or a journaling page, whichever you like here. So let's, oh, and this is just some Tim Holtz ephemera that I use down here. So we'll see what we can find to place on here for our other album. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, all right. So this is the paper I've chosen to use. The one with the lace. You probably knew I'd choose that one. It has this on the back. And here's our base page. So the first thing I did was, yes, measure the base page. And I want it to open to the right side, like this. So I lined up my paper. Well, I scored it first. Then I lined it up and I cut it here to fit and here to fit. I made it so that it was almost duplicate to it. Then I marked it top, front, up here, and right side here. Okay, let's put away our base page for a little bit. Then I took another piece of paper. I took this top front and I flipped it over. I opened it up. And now we're going to make the other side of the frame, the top back, we're going to place towards the top. And I took my large piece of paper. The first thing I did was I scored my 1/2 line. Let me get a big piece of paper. That probably will help. Ooh, come out of there, paper. I think I got 2 sheets now. 1 or 2. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and made my 1/2 mark in here. I scored it. Once that was scored and folded over, then I came down to the bottom. Got to get in the frame here. came down to the bottom and I measured and made a line and made another score line. So let's just go ahead and do that so I can show you how I did it. So today I have all my pencils sharpened up. Thank goodness, they sure needed it. Okay, so I scored my first 1/2 inch for my frame into my black paper. And I went ahead and carefully folded that. You don't want to fold this too fast, because if you do, sometimes your paper gets little owies on it. We don't want any owies on our frame. Okay, so then I measured this along here so that it would fit right to the edge of this frame. And, excuse my head, sometimes if you can't see the other end, you can line it up with a ruler. Just leave it up straight. I made a pencil line, and I'm going to score that along that pencil line. So open up your other score line. See, here it is. Going to open that up. And that's going to score at, it is, oh, there it is. That's a glue line. It wants to score right between 8 and 1/8 and 8 and 8 and 1/8. So scoot it over to one of those so that it's scoring on the 8 and 1/8. You might have to move your paper a little bit. Now, something I like to do just to make things a little faster. I know that this is on 8 and 1/8, but if I scoot it back here to the 8, I can skip over to the 1/2 and make a real light line. Then I can either cut that on my board over there, on my cutting board, or if I don't want to run my chair over there, I can carefully cut it with my big long scissors. Just be aware the next time that you go to use this paper, you're going to want to use the solid line side. Let me put that over there in my box. Okay, now I have this piece ready. Let's make this one ready. We're just going to carefully fold it over. And then we're going to cut this little square area right there. I'm going to clip it right to the corner on both sides, so that we'll get a nice fold right here and right here. Okay. Fold your score line in again. Doesn't matter about the bottom right now. Line this up on your side over here. That's where your why is it not lining up? Oh, there it did. Who knows? Come over here. Now remember, you have a score line here. You don't want to go past that score line. You want to remain on this side of it. I figure about 1/8. Now, let's look at it. Oh, I made a line. That's about 1/16 back to the right side, towards the right side of the score line. Let's see what that looks like. And we gotta leave fold over space, so somewhere right around 1/16 or a little less, about 1/16, yes. Now where you've made that line, you're going to score that again. So line it up on your scoreboard with a number. Make your score line. I went back to 4.5. I scored it on the 5 and then I skipped back to 4.5. You don't need either of those numbers because you're going to just score it on that line you made. Now, let's get rid of that piece of paper. We have another fold line here. Let's go ahead and make that fold in there. Gentle. And we have another corner to clip. Okay. Now, let's make sure all of this is going to fit on there. If it seems like it's still a little too tall, which mine is, then we will make a line very slightly below the bottom page, this page, just slightly below, and I'm going to slice that off. And it's just a tad. It's maybe 1/16 of an inch that I was off. Oh, it might still be off a little bit. Let's see. Nope, it's going to be fine. Okay. Now what I want you to do is write on that paper, top, back. The reason we're writing top on here is because if you do this wrong and you get it backwards, then your page is going to flip to the left. So, mark top, back. And we have top, front, and then this is the right side once it's going to attach to the right side of our base page. Okay, then I measured this out and I found my center point, top to bottom, and my center point side to side. And then I got out this frame. Now this frame it's a Spellbinders frame, and it comes with these two additional pieces in it. The only part that I'm going to use, it comes with 3 additional pieces. There's another little frame for the inside. The only part we're going to use is this outer one to cut the frames in our picture. Now once you've marked this, your center points, I did the same on my spellbinders. See? I marked it all the way so that I knew where my center point of my frame was. Okay, set that aside for a minute. Top, front. It's going to look like it's on the left, but it's not really. It's just in the open position. I'm going to line up. Do not apply these yet with tape or glue. We're going to line them up and get out our washi tape. We'll use this yellow. Okay. Okay. So line that up good. And use your washi tape to attach your top back and your top front together. Nice and even. That's going to help that will help with your frames lining up on both sides. Okay, attach your frame with the washi tape. Keeping it as lined up as possible. You're welcome to measure. I'm just going to eye it here. And now I'm going to go over to my machine. That doesn't look right. Looks like it kind of moved. It's kind of difficult to line it up just perfect. And I did come down further on the back. But I keep going up. Well, let's fix that. Some days it can be frustrating, that is for sure. Okay, I'm going to line up the corner here on the bottom. I'm going to hold it tight. Gonna measure over there and press that down. Then I am going to oh boy. My tape is losing its sticky. This is the hardest part of this whole frame, is lining it up. So maybe the best way to do it is to hold it in the up position here. Find your corner. And find your other corner. Tape it over. That worked. Okay. Now, let's put this through the Big Shot Pro. Or whatever one you have. I'm not going to bring it over there, but you're still with me. I am going to run it through twice since I'm going through 2 sheets of paper. Okay, going through that second time. I'm coming backwards. And let's have a look at it and see what we have. Okay, save those. These are going to be a part of your inserts for your belly band in the back of the book. Okay, I think we made it. Gently peel off your tape. There we go. We're not done with this yet. We still have to cut our frames out of the... Oh, I cut mine with a blade. That's how I did it. I didn't worry about using that the second go around. Make sure you're peeling these off careful, even though it's washi tape and it comes up fairly easy. It can still really stick to your paper after it goes through the Big Shot. It can really, you can see an imprint of it. Maybe. It will leave an imprint of the tape. Okay. Top, front, ta-da, and back. And it looks like they're going to line up just fine. Whew, thank goodness. Okay. Now, what next did I do? Next, I took my top front and I turned it upright and I measured my paper on it, and we're going to come back. So we have, now we're back to that like 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So a little bit of the black shows, the black background shows. Now remember, we have a line over here somewhere. Where is it? It's right there. So we have to come in towards the left just a little bit so that our paper is not wrapping around the edges anywhere, which with use would start to look old and torn and frayed and everything else. So go ahead and cut that all the way down and cut this piece across. Okay, let's do that. Down and across. Oh boy, I've got lots of scraps over here. After I decided to save those little curly cues, I haven't been picking them up, I've just been saving them. I'm going to have to pick them up. I don't know what I think I'm going to do. Like I said, I might make a picture of a dog or something and use all these little pieces in the collage art. But I think I need something to set them in. I don't know what that would be. Right now they're just kind of grouping up over there on the table. Okay. Let's make sure this is going to fit. And it is. So line it up good on here. And let me see. Hope that blue one doesn't leave paint behind like that red one did. My goodness. That was a little upsetting. Okay, let's line that up good. What we're going to do is flip it over, and we just wanted that lined up. And I'm going to draw my pencil line in here. And I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to get my knife here. And I'm going to cut those marks. I think I will go ahead and try and put in my corner here just slightly. No, I don't like that. I think maybe I'll just do it straight. So I'm going to draw my line straight across. I decided not to make my X there. I don't have a corner rounder that goes the other way, so. Now I could put this back on here. But because this blade is in a little bit, it's hard to gauge exactly where it should go. So I just found it was easier and more accurate for me to just cut it with the X-Acto knife and cut the frame out. So I'm going to line that up, top and bottom. Lines are hard to see. I don't know where the pencil lines go, but they do. And you don't want to go past your line down here if you can avoid it. Oh boy, I need a new blade. There we go. Okay. Going to do the left and right side first, and then I'll go back towards the middle. There's my line. Okay. And over this way too. Oops, cut over my line there. You can see I overcut my line right there too. Not really what I wanted to do, but I did. Okay, so there we go. And it's going to fit very nicely. Looks like I have some there that I messed up on, so, oh no, well, maybe it's all right. Let's see. Yeah, I did mess up on it a little bit, but I think with the distressing, it will be fine. Going to go that way. All right. So now we need to do the same with the back frame. I don't know if the paper we have left over will fit, and it doesn't look like it will. So we need to find another sheet of paper. Where'd my paper go? I don't know. Oh. Okay, so whatever you like for the second side. I think I'll use this. Ooh, I might use that. Oh, that has that on it. That's a pretty good one to use for the belly, for the other page. Let's see. What did we use on that one? Oh, I did it that way. Okay, never mind. So we have this. I think we'll use that. Although it's kind of a waste to use it on the page like that. Save this. It's another photo mat. It's just a frame, but this does kind of match that, and this will match the underpage, the pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. Now once again, we're going to line that up and remember our 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Just so a little of the black framing shows around the edge. And then we're going to cut this piece of paper to fit. Uh-oh. I lost my lines. Oh dear. What the heck? Where do the lines go? I mean, Yeah, definitely make them in there. There's one. Oh, there's the other. I found them both. Yay! There's one. And let's see if I can find that 2 again. There it is. Oops, hope I didn't cut it too short. I hope not. Okay. So we want to line those up again. Now, I did cut mine just a tad too short, so I want to be sure I get it centered good. And it's a tad too wide. Cut that little skinny, tiny, tiny piece off of it and make another little frilly dog hair for your collage. Oh, that's a nice one, but it's so tiny. I'll show it to you. See here? Can you see that? Well, if you cut one off like it, you have it. You can't even see it. It's... Oh! Oh! Those are what I'm talking about. Those nicely cut things. Top, back. So we want to be sure we get this on the top. And this on the bottom. And that to the right. And that to the left. There we go. Oh, wait, it's just not lining up for me. It's me. You know, instead of corner to corner, maybe it's just, I need to go set. No, I have to go corner to corner because I don't want it to be crooked at the corners, because that would make a terrible cut. Okay, got it. Be careful that you don't stretch out your paper there while drawing your lines around that side. Okay, remove those. And let's draw that line across there and that one down there. I'm going to darken that on both sides so I know where to stop. Thought I heard something go in my garbage that didn't belong there. Oh dear, hope it's nothing important. Who knows? I will know when I figure out what it is. Okay, not to worry. Not to worry. Boy, oh boy. Sharpened my pencils, but I needed to sharpen this blade, didn't I? But not to worry about that either. We are going to make things work out just fine. Oh, it sounds like that one cut through nicely. Yes, it did. Very nicely. I'll apply a little firmer pressure and use the very tippity top of the knife. Okay. Yay! Save that. It's another photo mat. Or it's a piece you might need for something else. Okay. And hopefully it's on there correctly. It's pretty close. Okay, so what is next? We've gotten this far. Now we need, I can see that I have a little piece I'm going to have to cut off over here. I must have this slightly crooked. It seems like it's slightly crooked to me. But I think it's okay. All right, what's next? No, I think it's wider there than it is there. Okay. Next. Let's go ahead. Our frame is going to, plastic's going to get framed there. Let's go ahead and distress our frames. That's black walnut. Oh boy, got a lot of ink on that one, didn't I? That's okay. And on the inside as well. Careful getting into those corners. Whoops. Boy, I really got in that corner, didn't I? Whoops. So I'm going to just distress it a little more right there, since I'm really juicing it up there with that. Now let's do this one as well. Oh, got that one on there too. Making a mess today. I think the next time I do the inside of a frame like this, I will definitely look for something that is flat instead of rounded like that. Top, back. This one was the back. So let's go ahead and apply that right now before we put the plastic on it. That way we won't be getting our ink all over the plastic. Whoops. Darn it. That's not what I want to do. Just going to kind of dry it off here of the ink. If I don't rip it first, I might be remaking it out of a different piece of paper, huh? Just taking some of the extra off. Okay, I was trying to keep that so it wouldn't get wobbly. Okay, we're going to apply the glue to the frame itself. Remember, make sure you have your top and bottoms correct, along with your, whoops. Did not check my glue before I started today. And of course it's not working. Let's try that. Oh, there we go. Apply your glue all the way around. Let's see, top. I know my numbers are going to go the correct direction. Now, if you accidentally cut your frame a little too short like I did, you can always run. This would be a time to put a little thin ribbon there or something like that, if you wish to cover that up and make it look different. You could run a piece of paper there. You could run some ribbon there, just like that. Or you can just leave it just like that. And I think I'm going to leave mine. I think it looks fine. Okay, let's put the frame on the front. Not on the inside, on the outside of the frame is what we're applying. It's going to go like that. Okay. Oh, there goes my glue again. You know what that means? That inside the glue is something catching up in there. Got a little piece of glue. Oh, that might have been it right there. Sometimes they pop out, sometimes they just cause a huge problem in there. Okay. Top. That's my top front. Okay, make sure my words are going the correct direction. Going to line up this side and top and bottom. Okay. Oh, Angela. You naughty girl. Okay, there we go. Now we have our top and bottom frame. So, let's put some framing materials in them, huh? Let's see what I have here. I'm just using 12 by 12 refillable pages, but they're not going to be refillable after we get done with them. These are from my old scrapbooking days. Okay, what's that? Oh, that's the extra post that they always put in these. Stick it up there on the magnet. Okay. Now, these do not get to be stuck together. One is going to stick to the top frame and one is going to stick to the bottom frame. And don't know how well I made one of these earlier. Let's check it. Oh yeah, it's stuck. Okay. What I was checking was to be sure that the glue and the, I used a 1/8 inch score tape in there and glue to glue this to the frames. I wanted to be sure that it had definitely stuck. Okay. So we're not going to measure off of the front. We're going to measure off of the back piece. So open up your folds and pull it in just slightly, about 1/8 of an inch, all the way around. Okay, let's see, that one measures, because I forgot to measure it there. That measures 7 11/16. So 7 11/16 right there. Okay, boy, that's a sharp pencil. It cut right through the plastic. Okay, am I still on screen with you? Are we still together up there? Once again, using your razor knife or X-Acto knife, whichever one you have. We're going to cut our frame out. There and there. Now we're going to very carefully cut those 2 slivers off the top and the bottom. There's one. And two. Now if you have the acetate, I think it's called, this is like that, isn't it? But I'm thinking about the stuff that you use for, oh, like the old overheads or something like that. Or to make copies of them through your printer. That's what I'm thinking of. That stuff is a little thicker than this. And it probably would make much nicer framing than what I'm using. I'm going to have to get some of that. Can you still buy it? Don't know. Okay. Now, blow it off of all the junk. Make sure there's no major scratches in it. And we are going to, I'm going to put this down just to give it something more soft. Kind of hard to see. But I'll clean off that one side. Hold it up to your light. And then of course, this is not the most critical stage of this. But before you glue the front and the back together, you're going to want to make sure that is clean. Okay. Now we're going to apply that. Oh, did I use an 1/8 or a 1/4? Maybe I used a 1/4 inch. Let's see if I have a 1/4 inch. I do. Okay. I guess I used a 1/4 inch score tape. That may not work on that paper towel. That may be a bad idea. I applied this just a 1/16 of an inch inside of the plastic. We have the plastic, 1/16 inch, the score tape. The reason I did that is because I want the glue to be able to touch both sides of the plastic on the right and the left of the score tape so that it adheres well. And for the 100 years, I don't know if it'll hold 100 years. It's just what I say. I want it to last forever. But it may not last 100 years. But we want to go for it, huh? We want to make something that will last a very long time. Very carefully do this because the score tape will pick up off of this plastic and then you'll have a crooked mess. I should know. I had one a couple days ago when I was filming this. It was a bad filming day. But then there's today, and today is pretty good, other than I've had migraines. Don't tell my head, but I've had very bad migraines for days. Okay. Apply your score tape all the way around. Don't scratch your plastic framing. Okay. So I told you before, didn't I? I get really bad migraines. I get what's called vestibular migraines. And unfortunately, they come with severe dizziness and nausea. And they can last, well, I've had them last up to about 7 days. Normally I can get rid of them in just a few days. So I'm on day 2 of this one. When I get them, I can't really get in the car and drive because I'm a little dizzy. But once it's gone, I don't have that anymore. But it does come with the... Oh, I forgot to put a garbage sack in my garbage can. Okay. Go around this and apply your thin bead of glue. Now it's going to be okay if it squishes out on the inside here, as long as it doesn't come into your frame. If it does, we will very carefully remove that. But I'm running my glue lines very close to the edges of my score tape so that, like I said, it squishes out on the left and the right just enough to hold it in place really good. Because that's all we really want. We just want it to hold up for as long as we can get it to hold up. Okay, now on the inside. I find it's easier to start at the bottom and pull it down so that the top is not sticking up beyond. Okay. It's okay for it to do that. That's what we want it to do. If it squishes beyond that, we're going to kind of reach in there from the other side and fix it. And squish it back this way. Okay. Now come back around this side where it squished out over here, if yours did that. And very carefully get rid of it. Don't scratch it. And there we go. Yes, it looks pretty ugly. Yes, it will dry very nice and clear. And it will stick. Okay. There's one. Let's get the other one on. Oops. Okay, now remember, this is going to be glued onto this, so we do not want our frame in there sticking on the outside. We don't want it showing. If it shows over there, we can fix that. But we know that our frame is going to be lined up on the top, or sorry, on the right side, on this right side, if this side is facing you. We're going to line up on the right side and the bottom. So that's where we're going to want to start with these. Just bring them in that 1/8 of an inch from here. And when we lay this down, we're going to try and keep about that 1/8 of an inch. Okay? So let's put our score tape on it. Okay. Let's do the score tape. Oh, there we go. Are we still filming? Yes, we're still filming. Yeah. Hopefully, if it shuts off, I'll know it. The only reason it would shut off is because I have it full of video. The last time I had 9 whole videos on it. So you can imagine I've been filming quite a bit ahead, so that once I get these online, I'll be ahead of the game. Oh, here comes my puppy dog. Hello, Miss Libby. How's Mommy's girl, huh? What are you taking? Nothing? She didn't get a chance to take anything this time. Hubby came and picked her up here. Well, you can't pick her up. She's 95 pounds of Labrador. But she still likes to sit on my lap every morning. It's her mommy time. She likes to be held. She says her prayers. She sits down in front of me and I'll say, "You want to say your prayers?" And she'll put her paws up in my hands. And then she'll put her head down between her paws and my hands. And I'll put my head down. And we'll say, "Saint Francis, please protect me and all my friends. Amen." And then she gets all excited. But she likes to do that. It's very cute. Okay. Just running my glue right along the edge of the tape and the plastic. Same way here, right along the edge of the tape and the plastic. Same way here. Right along that edge. Okay. Crossing our fingers. That is going to line up there and there. Okay. Got it. So we need our 1/8 of an inch, left and right, or bottom and right. That glue really squishes around when the tape is right there. The tape really squishes it. Okay. Oh, it got a little wrinkle there. Let's go that way with the wrinkle. We really don't want it to wrinkle right in the middle of our picture, do we? There we go. Okay. While we're looking at this, top, I want you to take a look right over here. If you have a gap over here, if you ended up with one that's big, that doesn't include this, then this would be the time to run a piece of washi tape down that. If you don't have the gap, then it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. And mine looks like it's going to be okay. Okay. Shall we glue them together? Before you glue them together, make sure the marks are off of the plastic, especially on the inside. Make sure your table is clear of anything that's going to dent it up. There we go. There's that one. Oh, I see a glue spot. Oh, those are on the outside. Okay. Let's glue those together. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my top is facing away from me. This is going to be on the right side when you attach it to your book, to your page, your base page. let me think one quick second before we do this. We're going to attach a ribbon there and over here. Write ribbon on your base page. Your base page is the one that you're going to hinge and put a tab in. It's your tunnel pocket. And write ribbon over here. That's our closure. Okay, so before we apply this to there, we have to have our ribbon on it. Okay. Let's put our glue on here and apply it. It's going to be perfect. Make sure that this is on the outside of these two. Do not glue the top shut. Oh boy. Okay. Something you might want to do, and I'm going to do very quickly, is give this a quick miter right there. Should have done that before I put glue on it, but I can see that it's going to stick up there and bug me. So I'm going to get rid of it now while I still can. Reapply glue if you need to. Definitely drying already. Okay. That's going to be that way. So that's the top. Now, if you look through here and you can see your other frame, the back of your other frame, it's really not going to matter because you are going to put a piece in here. Now's a good time to squish in that frame. Okay, there we go. Oh, goodness. Did I get stuff in the frame anyway? I think I did. Well, you can kind of open it up and blow in there, and then that kind of takes it out. But it does open enough that you can reach in there with your towel too. And and get stuff out. Okay. Oh, there was something in there. See, no matter how much we do to protect it, something can always be there to mess it up. Okay. Let's get our 2 pieces of paper out of here. We're going to need 2 or just 1. I think it's wider than our paper. Let's see. There's 1, there's 2. See how wide that is. It is 6 1/4 inches, so it will take 2 to make a front and a back. And the only reason I make a front and a back is to stiffen it up and make it a little thicker inside the pocket. Okay, it might be a little too wide. And I'm not going to take it up past. I'd rather have it go down in. We're going to have a ribbon in it to pull it out with. I'm going to cut it off right up there. Okay, I'm going to cut that little sliver off the edge because it looked like perhaps, oh goodness, it's all tangled up around my foot. It was going to be too large. Yep, still is. Need to cut a little off of that. Little curly Q off the edge. See what we end up with. Some more little curly cues. Oh gosh. I'm probably not going to make a dog. Probably should just get rid of those. There we go. Oh, it's glue on the outside. Okay, I get it. Okay, so before we insert that, open it up. Find approximately your center of it. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right about there is my center on the inside of the, hang on. Oh, I hope my dog did not steal my ribbon. Oh my goodness, where is it? Here it is. Oh, I'm going to need my second one. We're going to cut one off that's just a couple inches, or I don't know, 1.5 inches maybe? 1 3/4 inches, how about that? On the inside of the envelope, or inside of the frame, going to put a little piece of tape. Going to peel that off. Going to stick part of my ribbon down, just like this. Then I'm going to stick the other part down flat, right next to it, just like this. My goodness, just like that. Put a little piece of ribbon over it, or sorry, tape over it. And find your glue. Now this time we are not going to run the glue in the center. I do want to put a little bit of glue around this ribbon, there, and here. And then we're going to run it just around the edges. We don't want it to cause any see-through lines. Yep. Okay, let's apply this one to that one. And we'll go from the top down, just in case for some reason this one is off and is too long. That way we can cut the bottom off. We won't be able to cut the top off because we have a ribbon up there. Okay. There we go. Looks wonderful. Go ahead and squish by that ribbon, and if there's extra glue, it'll come up so you can remove it. Now let's see if it fits. It's the test. And it does. It fits very nicely. There we go. Okay. Now, grab your base page. And you're going to need some ribbon. Use a piece there. I don't know if this is going to be long enough. There, there. There, and there. Yes, it's long enough. Sure it is. Of course. So, you take a piece of ribbon and cut it at the length that you're comfortable tying it at the top. Gonna find this center point here, and let's see, I have a 10 there, and I have an 8 there, so our 4 is what, right about here? Oh, right about where I wrote ribbon. Right about there. Okay. Now we're going to do this the same way as we did the our picture, our ribbon in our picture. You don't need that long of a piece of tape. We're going to apply our ribbon there. And we're going to put a little piece of tape over it. And let's put some glue on those tails there. We don't want it coming undone. And let's do the same thing over here. I'm going to put that back over that piece of tape for right now, just to protect the area. Okay. And I'm going to apply this one back over the top. It's just to protect it so we don't tape anything else down to it that doesn't belong there. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to apply our right side to our right side. Not our side on our body. The right side of our base top. So go ahead and remove those. Make sure that ribbon's pulled out there. Don't need it bunched up on you. I'm going to apply a little bead of glue underneath the ribbon. And then, let's see, we're going to put our bead of glue along here. There we go. Alrighty then, here we go. Let's put down our page. And it does fit, thank goodness. Oh goodness. I have this nightmare of getting this far and then having the page not fit. Okay. Now, so far so good. We have our ribbon. Let's make sure it will tie this closed to our base page. And it will. Lovely. Okay. I am going to take a break and get some coffee and let you take a break. That's a lot to do getting that frame done, so let's get a break. And then we'll come back and finish our bottom page. Now, if you accidentally had to make a second one of these, I want you to go ahead and apply it on this other side. See, I ended up with two. So if you ended up with a second one, or you wish to make a second one, now's the time to do it and apply it. You're going to make it just like this one, but this one's smaller. And you'll apply it to this side of the page, moving it in just a 1/16 of an inch away from the edge here. However, if you do that, yes, that would still work right with this tie. So, if you did accidentally make a second one, like I made a second one just so that I could practice it before I practiced on you, then this is the time to go ahead and put this in over here. Okay? All right. And it looks really nice with the second page. This one's just a little larger. See, when I first made this one, I made it too small and it didn't fit this page properly. See? That's what happened. And then I knew I couldn't show it to you. But now I'm showing it to you. Embarrassed to say that I totally got it wrong the first time. But this one's a nice one, so I might as well use it and not waste it. I'm not going to have another album to use then. Do you have wasted pages? Boy, I do have some. Let me show you. Here's one. I started this album for my grandson, and then I did not like how dark some of these papers were. So I started over, and his album is over that way. Over that way. And I've been working on it. But now I look at it, and it's awesome. Got little pockets. So anyway, I have that as a waste. And it could go in another book. And then, what else do I have in here? Oh, goodness. Oh, this is a pattern I made for my own album. And then I had this. And I don't know what happened to it. Something happened. I was making like portfolios for you know, like keeping your little notes and office supply stuff in, but I did something wrong there. So I had that. And then I had a practice book over here that I was playing with. Right there. What was it? Oh, I did not like the pages. I did not. Let's see. I didn't like how I was putting it together. So, this opens, and that opens, and then you have a bunch of pages in here. So this is the side I was on. So, there they are. See? But I didn't like... I just didn't like how it was going. It was just a base piece to play with. And then this is supposed to fold over, and this goes here, and once it has all the pages in it, it wouldn't have this big curve. And it has a nice little spine on it. Anyway, I have all the pieces cut out. This is a piece of paper to save out of your, you know, stickers. I'm always showing you something, aren't I? I'm showing you my little pieces here of this and that. What else do I have? It's all patterns over here. Yep. See, here's a pattern for another album. Here's a pattern for the envelope. A pocket envelope. But then I made them different than that now, so. And what else? That's about it. Oh, there's more. Oh, what's this? Aw, this was an anniversary card to my mom and daddy. Dear Mom and Dad, happy 69th wedding anniversary. You are awesome parents with all our love. Yep, got kind of squished. More patterns. I have lots of patterns. Do you have a place you keep all your patterns? And all your things that are seem like broken bits and pieces of paper or albums. Anyway, I do not want to put this up there, so I am going to put this inside of this album. It's going to become part of it. So if you make a second one, more power to you, and yay! Because that means you've caught the bug and you like to add flips and folds too. So, okay, it's always so hard to say goodbye. I'm going to be back in just a little bit. So why is it so difficult? I don't know. I could have been done with this page by now. So, taking a break because I must. All right. Bye for right now. See you in a little bit.